Hi, my name is Vikram Mukherjee and I'm a medical student as well as a tabla player. And today I want to make a video talking about my tabla collection as well as different qualities you might be looking for whenever purchasing your set of tablas, whether that be your first set of tablas or a second set or even a third set. So first off, we're starting off here with the disclaimer. I am currently a student of tabla. I don't claim to be an expert by any means, and when I'm talking about these tablas or the tablas that I play, these are from my experiences as a student and my experience as a maker. Here are the 5 qualities that I would look for when purchasing a tabla. First off is the tone, meaning is it the pitch that you want? Is the pitch resonating in the way that you want? And does the crispiness or the softness of the sound match what you have in your mind's eye? This is going to be the most important aspect of purchasing a tabla because tabla, after all, is a tonal instrument, whether you're talking about the dahina or the baya. So having that right tone is very important. Second is the appropriate size and weight. Now, depending on your age, depending on your build, everybody is going to have a different size and weight that's meant for them. Typically, kids would start with a tabla that is about my size, rather the size of the dahina I have right in front of me. This is about a 5 1/4 head diameter head, and this head would be just enough for pretty much a kid about 5 years old or above to be able to maneuver properly around the tabla. When it comes to bayas, you don't want it to be too heavy as you will be lugging it around different places, but you do want it to be light enough where you can carry it. The third aspect of purchasing a tabla that I would encourage people to look for is the balance. I've purchased my fair share of tablas, and each tabla, and when it's sent by the maker, has a unique balance to it, meaning that since tabla is a cylindrical drum, as you go around the circle, you want to make sure that the tone is even on all sides, and this is set by a combination of the tightness of the straps as well as the placement of the head on the drum. The fourth aspect of buying tablas that I would encourage people to look for is durability. Now, depending on where you are in the world, there are going to be different climates, different circumstances, different situations. Say if you're a traveling musician, or if you're someone who primarily is using the tabla to practice at home, the instrument that you purchase will be dependent on a set of these factors. So typically, the rule of thumb might be that in the western part of India where they make tablas, those drums tend to be a little bit more durable because the shells are thicker and they're used to more different ranging climates. Whereas the shells and the puris, meaning the skins of the tabla that are on the east side of India, particularly in Kolkata, tend to be thinner, like the one I have in front of me, and the shells tend to be slightly lighter. When it comes to purchasing a tabla, it is very important to know who you are purchasing that tabla from. Whether you're buying from a third-party website or you're buying directly from the craftsmen themselves, it's important to have direct communication and know exactly what you are buying, because this is an instrument that should at least last you throughout your life and will be your companion wherever you go. So there's sort of 3 factors that I would recommend considering when purchasing a tabla, when looking at which craftsman you would like to make your tabla for you. First of which is ease of access. If you're living in India, obviously you're going to likely have more ease of access to different tabla makers and craftsmen, thus making your options when purchasing a tabla a little bit more wider. Now, say if you're living in the United States or Europe, Africa, South America, our circumstances are a little bit different, definitely in terms of ease of access, but also in terms of things like currency, in terms of communication barriers, things like that. So if you're a non-seasoned tabla player who perhaps does not speak Hindi or any other Indian language, I would definitely recommend going through a third-party resource. This might include, Musicians Mall or Chandayan. These are the two ones that come to mind. And if you are, on the other hand, a Hindi-speaking and perhaps more seasoned tabla, have more experience in tabla, then I would recommend purchasing from the dealer, because that way you first of all know that the money that you're paying is going directly to the craftsman who made it. And second of all, you can have better communication in terms of what you want from that particular tabla. And the final thing I would sort of go off of in terms of purchasing a tabla is what other people have to say about the tabla, or the reviews that tabla receives. Now herein lies a major sort of discretion. Many of the seasoned tabla players who we see in India as well as abroad, they have very close relationships with their makers. And as a person who may be beginner, intermediate, or even advanced, who does not have that ease of access to the maker, you want to make sure that the tablas that they've been producing for sort of the everyday individual have been consistent. So definitely do your research, be it through social media or YouTube, or just talking to different people you see play that person's tabla, or other experiences you might have with the drums. So now let's go through my personal collection of tablas. And first off, my collection of tablas is definitely not complete in every sense, and I've learned my fair share through this process, but through the ups and downs, I've definitely become better about selecting what I am particularly looking for in a drum. And this is a process that almost every and all tabla player goes through as they go on in the tabla journey and finding the sound that is correct for them. So moving on to my tablas, this was the first set of tablas that I purchased from almost about 20 years ago. And since then, the heads have been changed, but the shells still very much remain the same. And this set of tablas was made by Shyamal, who is a tabla maker located in Kolkata. And Shyamalji makes tablas for some of the best tabla players who play in Kolkata. And I'm going to be playing here very simple compositions, just so you can hear a variety of different tones. The next set of tablas that I'd like to review are a set of tablas whose shells are made by Shyamal, whom I just discussed. And specifically for this dahina, I would like to introduce a new tabla maker who's located on the East Coast. And as you can see sort of by the sticker here, this is tabla repair by Mr. Jateen Rajput, and he's located in Edison, New Jersey, and he does a lot of tabla repair. So this booty and the reheading of this dahina is done by him. And yeah, here's the tone. And sorry, I forgot to mention the baya, but this baya is a clay baya, also made by Shyamal ji, and very beautifully decorated as well as heavy, and I use this primarily as a practice baya. Here's how it sounds like. simple qaida. There's a qaida, and then the next set of tablas I have here is a set made by Qasim Khan Niyazi and Sons. These tablas were made in 2020, so about 4 years ago, and they've lasted beautifully up until then. This baya has been reheaded by Jateen ji in the meanwhile, but the dahina remains the same. As you can see from all the sweat I've put on the syahi, this dahina has been through quite a lot of use, but still sounding very nice, only with a little bit of buzz. Here's just a quick sound test. Qaida. Moving on, we have our final set of tablas here, and this is actually sort of a mix and matched pair. So this baya is by a maker I previously discussed, Shyamal, and you can see it's beautifully engraved, and it is one of the best bayas I've owned. It is beautiful to look at and beautiful to play, and this was also made in about 2018. And here on the right hand side you have a drum made by Bharat Kakade, who's located in Pune. This drum, since I purchased it, has been rebalanced, meaning the strap work has been redone, but I'm still loving the tone out of it. And here's just a sound check of both the drums. The baya, and the dahina. A little sound sample. And lastly, this is the final set of drums I'd like to show. The baya you've already been introduced to, which is made by Shyamal ji. And this dahina is made by Bharat Kakade. And it's a 7-inch diameter dala tabla. Here's the tone. So here it is, guys. My video is complete. I hope you learned a little bit more about how to select some tablas and had an introduction to some of the drums that I've been lucky enough to have in my life. Just to leave you with some closing remarks. One, if I were to do this again, I would definitely try to buy my first set of tablas at least through a guru. At the time through which I bought tablas, I did not have a guru that had direct contact with makers in India. Since then, I do now. And had I been able to do it again, I would definitely have trusted their guidance as to who to buy that first set from. The second thing I would do is make sure that whatever tabla you buy from an appropriate location in India or wherever it is manufactured, typically in India, that would match the weather of your own environment. Meaning that if I lived in an area that was primarily humid and hot throughout the year, it would be okay to buy a drum from a place such as Kolkata because that climate matches. However, if you live in a place like I do with 4 seasons, having a drum that requires regular maintenance, such as one through which you find in Kolkata, is quite difficult, especially if you're moving around a lot. So buying a drum from a place like Delhi, going with the Qasim Niyazi Tabla, or from Pune, Kakade or Sheikh Makbul might be a little bit better for you. These are just some things to consider. I hope you enjoyed the video.